As part of a gimmick series that I'm putting together, guys, RizTech was the first one. We're going to do a grip tape review and go through 4 different games, 4 different sticks with the grips and try them out and do something a little different other than just the equipment review. We're going to do some gimmicks. Stick around for grip tapes.
So I love grip on my sticks, and I'm constantly chasing the grippiest thing ever. Just don't do it with the manufacturers, and especially when it comes to just taping the actual butt end of your stick. So I decided to take 4 grips, do 4 games, 4 different sticks, and decide which grip for the butt end of your stick I prefer. So I've got Rocket Tech grip, I got butt ends, I got lizard skin, and I got grip tape. I'm gonna let you know which one I use for the most grip on the butt end of my stick. What's going on, guys? Justin, aka Boomer Beer League Bum Hockey Reviews, and I've been waiting for a product for quite some time because it actually comes from Europe, I think, or Germany, and it's rocket grips. And I've been really interested in this product because I always tape my stick and use grip tape, and I kind of get annoyed with changing it all the time. The grip tape is actually quite good. It's pretty hard on your palms. But I change it all the time, like every 2 or 3 games. So I was interested in getting into butt ends, rocket grip, lizard skin. So I thought I would do a video where I actually compare them all. So we're going to see if I can run the rocket grip here today. It actually says you need to use a heat gun, and I don't have one, and I don't really think it's fair to ask anybody to have a heat gun just to install a grip for your hockey stick. So I'm going to take my LX Pro. I'm going to try and get this on here using my stove and see if it works. And then I'm going to give you my feedback on the ice and how I like it. And I'm going to compare it to all the grips on the market and rank them. So first things first is I actually do like how the rocket grip comes with these little rings. But I threw them on here. And there was another bigger one for the top of the hockey stick there. And I threw them on here, but actually I'm just going to use the tape job that I used underneath my regular grip tape, and this stuff is super smooth. There's no grip to it at all. It's only going to provide a little bit of the shape. Here's what the grip looks like. I got my name on there, Boomer 91, and I'm going to throw it on here and we're going to see how she goes. But first things first, I'm going to cut these off because I'm not a huge fan of these little things with the tape already there. So let's just cut those off because getting them on was very, very challenging. And I think they would do excellent if you didn't already have a tape job that you were taping over. But because, and obviously don't do this at home, kids, and get yourself in the freaking eye or anything. And just get rid of that. Whoa. And this. There we go. Alrighty, it also comes with this little stuff, so I have the spiral there already, but it looks like you can actually do that with this and wrap it around, so that's pretty cool. It's actually a cool little product. I'm excited to actually use it. So what it says for install is to throw over top like this, and it says to leave a little bit of space there at the top and hold it as you go. So here goes. We're live on camera. Let's see how she goes. Woo! That is warm. All right, guys. There you go. Got my Boomer 91 on there. Looks pretty good. It's pretty hot. Definitely not going to move anytime soon. Very neat. Turn off the stove for safety. Let's hit the ice.
So guys, hilariously enough, as excited as I was to use the rocket grip, in warm-up, I was using my AS4 Pro for the first minute or so, just using my regular grip that I have on my tape so that I could get used to what it would feel like differently when I put on the rocket grip. So I just switched out there to the LX Pro and started taking some shots, and instantly my excitement just dropped off a cliff. I don't know what it is with products like this where maybe there's just too much gimmick, melting it onto the stick seems really cool technology. And then I started using it and I was like, man, why is this so smooth? Why does it feel so felty? And the little grip X's that are actually in the weave of the rocket grip, you can't really feel. You know, my gloves, the FT4 Pros, are not super grippy themselves, so I was hoping for a grip that would actually work in this regard. And right away, I could just tell I did not have enough grip on the stick. It was really odd. So I went back to the bench actually, and I didn't want to not use my LX Pro because it's my stick of choice right now. And just went to a buddy's and just threw some wax on it, and unfortunately, it just made it worse. That Howie stick tape wax is really smooth and made it just worse. So unfortunately, this grip, from my perspective, I was not a fan of, and I was really disappointed because it's supposed to be a grip for the butt end of your stick. Like, if you're just going to have a smooth, velvety felt feel, then just use regular stick tape and that's fine. And if you're the type of guy that likes to have a lot of movement on his stick, that works for you. And actually the shape feels great, but just no grip. So I actually did a couple more shifts and my shot was just kind of not where I wanted it to be. I had a couple nice assists instead because I wasn't really shooting that well. And that's kind of where I was with it. And by the end of the next period or so, I just switched right out. This guy gave the puck away. Hilarious. Nice assist there. I just decided to take it to the bench and move on because it just was not working for me. So I'm a little bit disappointed with the tech and the actual result of it. So switching it back out, I just went to my regular grip tape that I have, and we're moving on to the next one.
All right, guys, just finished up the game with the rocket grip and going to give you my final thoughts on this one before moving on to the next grip. So rocket grip, unfortunately, this is the rubber style one. They have a fabric version as well. As cool as it is to melt it onto the shaft and do that with the technology and have your own name bar on there, with my experience with this, is it's too smooth and does not provide enough grip. So when it's on the glove right here, it's just too smooth. It's got that velvet feel to it, and it's just not good enough for a grip. So this style of grip, I would not recommend for somebody looking for an actual grip for the end of their stick. This would be good for the type of guy that doesn't like a grip stick and likes to have his hands moving around a lot. So this provides a nice feel to the stick, but not enough grip. So for me personally, if you're gonna call it a grip, it should be pretty grippy, and it's not. So the only grip on here is these tiny little X's, and there's just not enough of it from a surface area perspective to actually grip the stick with your glove. So the Rocket Tech for me, or Rocket Grip, sorry, is kind of a fail. I'm not a huge fan. I'm not gonna try and do their fabric one. This is the rubber version. For me, it sits at the bottom of the line. Let's move on to other grips. All right, guys, next one up is I got my lizard skin. I've got it on my Pro Stock hockeystick.com stick. Gonna go play a game, see how it is. So far, feels pretty good. I like the feel of the lizard skin. Let's get at it.
All right, so game 2 with the lizard grip, and right away, only 3 seconds in or so, I get a nice pass and I score. And right away, I could tell that this is quite a bit different than the rocket grip. I was really impressed, and I had a lot of grip on my stick, and I like how comfy it is too. It's really kind of squishy, so it makes for your left hand, because I'm a righty, to not be getting sore from holding your stick all the time. This one, a nice little breakaway, another quick little shot, and I really was enjoying this grip, even though I was using my Pro Stock stick, which is not something I normally do. And then you'll see I just stole the puck there with one hand, which was on my lizard grip. So overall, pretty good experience with the lizard grip.
What's going on, guys? Just currently installing the buttendz grip on my LX Pro after taking off the rocket grip. And the one thing I'm not liking about it is it's very difficult to get on. So you twist it, you get it there, but you end up getting a lot of bunching and stuff. It's very difficult. So I'm just gonna sit here and mess around with it until I can get it. I might grab some pliers and just pull this down. As grippy as it is and as amazing as it looks, very difficult to get it on. All right, guys, so after some struggle, I got the buttendz on my LX Pro, took that stuff, that rocket grip off. Gonna be rocking this now. I really like the feel of this. Man, it's gonna be a tough call where this goes. So first game, 2 assists, 1 goal. Other goal was off camera, so I didn't put it on there. Second game, 4 goals with the lizard grip. Really like the feel of that, super comfy. Had great grip It's going to be a toss-up, guys. We're going into back-to-backs, 2 p.m., 10 p.m. It's going to go butt ends, and then finally with the grip that I always use right now, the grip tape, which will be at the end, and then I will rank the 4 grips and give you my final thoughts. Let's see what these next 2 games go for. Butt ends coming up.
All right, guys, butt ends game. Put it on my LX Pro after ditching the rocket grip, and what a massive difference. Didn't even notice it there, which is, of course, what you want equipment to be. You don't want to be thinking about grip on your stick, which is such a simple thing. 3 goals, 1 was off camera. Really love the grip. Can't wait to try the last game and make my final thoughts. Camera can't even keep up with me on here. Sometimes my footage is hard to get, guys.
All right, guys, Grip Wars. We're finally on the home stretch. Game 4 coming up. Just finished Game 3. Got a few hours in between. So Game 1 was the Rocky Grip. Not a huge fan. I think you guys are going to know where that is ranking in the final thoughts. Game 2 was the Lizard Grip with the Pro Stock hockey stick. And I gotta say, it's in the running. It's feeling good. I like it. I love how cushy it is. I love that you can actually put something underneath it so you don't have to have the exact shape of the type of grip you're using. It's up there, guys. Game 3 was the buttendz grip, and a huge fan of that one. I liked it as well. 3-goal game. Didn't even notice it there. Tons of grip on my palm. Game 4, going in right now, is going to be the ProFlex tape, I think it's called. I will put that at the end, and it's going to be on my AS4. Looking forward to this game, guys. That's the 4 grips. Let's get into the final game, and then I'll give you my final thoughts.
All right, guys, Game 4. It's been a long weekend. 10 o'clock at night. I threw on the grip tape that I always have in my bag onto my AS4 for direct comparisons of the 4 grips. And, you know, at the end of the day, tried and true grip tape on a nicely taped stick. It's hard to argue. Of course, there's some side track there with the palm on the glove getting worn out and things like that. And, you know, having to replace it all the time. But at the end of the day, it's tried and true. It's hockey tape, and it works really well. So I had 3 goals, 3 assists in this game. I'm not going to use that to determine results of the actual grip. It was a lot of fun testing these all back to back. 4 different grips, 4 different games, 1 weekend. Hella fun. Just something completely different than just a stick review, etc. So let's head back to the house for the final thoughts.
All right, guys, 4 games, 2 days. I'm exhausted. 10 p.m. game was just tiring for me, but it was fun. I got to do something a little different in testing things like just a silly buttendz grip for the end of your stick, and I really enjoyed it. So a different review for you guys moving forward. So what was the end result for me, and what grip am I going to be using moving forward? Man, it was a toss-up, but here are my rankings. So coming in at number 4, which was the worst, unfortunately, was the Rocket Grip. And I tore it off of my stick. I was really not happy with it. I know they have a couple different versions of it. There's a fabric and a rubber, but the one that I got, which is just the regular rubber version, was just not very good. And it was too felty, way too smooth, and I just couldn't get a good enough grip on my stick, especially when you're trying to do stick handling, go one arm, things like that. I lost track of the puck a lot, and I eventually just gave up and switched out to another stick. The other thing with this is it's just too gimmicky. As fun as it was to melt it onto this stick, etc., I found it a little bit laborious, took a little bit longer. You either need a heat gun or you can do like I do with the stove. And I really, at the end of the day, the others just don't have those gimmicks to it, and it just wasn't that great for what it was coming up to be. So that's the Rocket Grip, number 4, definitely the lowest ranked. So coming in at number 3, which might surprise everybody, is my grip tape that I use all the time, and it's actually called Power Flex, and it's just in the hockey shop that I normally shop at, and I have seen it at a couple others like Sport Check and things like that. And the only reason this is going to come in at number 3, because from a grip perspective, it's excellent, and it can go over your tape job however you like it. It does ruin your gloves over time. I always am replacing the left hand palm because I'm a righty and my left one sits up there. And unfortunately, the actual tape itself only lasts about 3 or 4 games, and then it becomes very, very difficult to get off your stick, and it doesn't have the same grip to it. So it feels really good first or second use, and then of course you have to switch it out. It's only about $6, but it's pretty good stuff.
I'd probably continue to use this whenever I'm in a jam, so I'm going to keep one in my bag. But from a grip perspective, this is definitely number 3. So that brings us to the top 2. And which one am I actually going to continue to use? Well, I'll give you the number 2 spot, and that is the buttendz. So the reason that I'm going with the buttendz and second place is for 2 reasons. The first is I wasn't a huge fan of that it was not closed at the top. And the reason is I lost my plug. I just like my stick closed at the top. For some reason, I feel it just is different. I don't know why. And because of that, you can't jam it all the way down on the top there, and it floats a little bit. So it did move a little bit because of that. So I was knocking it down a couple points. And of course, if you don't like the butt end that it comes with, unfortunately, you cannot change it. So you have to choose the one that you like. That might take you 3 or 4 different versions of the buttendz. Overall, it's a really nice grip. I really like the shape of it, and it has a ton of grip. So I could definitely see people using this, and I know a couple of people have asked me to review it. This is definitely an excellent grip. And as long as you find the one that you like with the particular butt end on it, this is a great grip. But at the end of the day, what am I going to be using moving forward? It's the lizard skin. I don't know how I've never used this before. Played baseball, it's good for that. Been using hockey grip forever, and I've been using tape. This stuff is dope. And at the end of the day, I love it for a number of reasons. The first reason is because you can close the top. It comes with a little cross piece that goes on the top and secures the butt end plug of your stick. The second is it's super grippy, which is excellent, which is what I was looking for, but it's also cushiony. And for some reason, when you hold it in your hand, it just gives a little bit more cushion than the buttendz does. And you can make it thicker or thinner as you see fit. You can spread it out, or you can jam it all up there and you can get it even more cushiony how you like. The other reason I like it is you can change it how you want. If you have a giant butt end on your stick, you can wrap the lizard skin around it. If you have no butt end on your stick, you can wrap the lizard skin around it. You just do it to how you like it, and that's what I love about it. I think it's super versatile, looks super cool, felt amazing. All my sticks moving forward, I'm gonna buy a new one right now. I'm gonna throw it on my LX Pro. It's gonna be awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. Fun little video for you. Lots more reviews coming up. Tons of stuff in 2022. Can't wait for some of the releases that are coming. Stay tuned.